JID just dropped a new track titled Skegee. Apparently this track was written and the video for it was recorded while he was in Tuskegee, Alabama. And the song was released really just to thank his fans because they're being patient. And he's also hit recently 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a huge milestone in itself. So we got a new song, but you know what time it is. We're gonna go bar for bar and break down these lyrics. So it starts off with an intro that goes, see the storm, yeah, oh, over there, yeah, here it comes, fuck, check, dog. Not a whole lot is being said there. It's really just, normal intro stuff. Then it goes right into JID's first verse. Take a chance, have faith, my lad. You got all the same tools that the greats have had. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 hands. You can watch, listen more than you speak, take advantage. So he's speaking directly to the youth, or pretty much anyone who's looking up to him. In the video, there was a bunch of images of younger children that it seems like he would be talking to directly. So basically, he's letting them know, yo, you have all the same tools that the greats have had. So anyone who you look up to, you have those same tools available to you. And those tools are just your eyes, your ears, your mouth, and your hands. And he's saying also, you can watch and listen, and you should do that more than you speak. More so in the sense that think about things before you start doing things, but also observe. Observe before you say something. And make sure you know what you're talking about before you go right into it. You peep all the karma that come with making the cream, the crop full of demons providing you what you need. They got what you sing, alcohol or the lean. Put coke inside the weed, them dudes seasoning the greens. Look at all the karma that comes with making the cream, meaning the money, because cream almost always in rap is related to the Wu-Tang song, Cash Rules Everything Around Me. So more than likely he's talking about, yo, look at all the karma that comes out of it. So, because not everyone necessarily does the best things to get money. They can do some shady things, and eventually karma will catch up to them. So he's like, yo, peep all this karma that's happening to the people who got the money. Like, a lot of them, like, at least not like the billionaires because they got lucky, but like the regular people, like middle class, lower class, like everyone who's basically had to do something to get money, like karma's gonna hit them, possibly. And I think him talking about the karma making the cream with the next line, the crop full of demons providing you what you need. This is all just really just an allusion to drug dealers, you could say. And yeah, with drug dealers specifically, karma will catch up to them probably quicker than most because they're often put in dangerous situations. But they got what you need. They got alcohol, they got lean, they got weed, they got coke, they got everything you need. Rap game turned from the slingers to the fiends, but I'm in between. I mean, I ain't picking teams, but I had a dream like king, fucking on this pretty little bit queen. I mean, the rap game started out with people promoting drug dealing, you could say. I mean, just talking about it more openly. You could, like, back in the day, people were like, oh, all rap is just talking about selling drugs. Well, now it's about people doing drugs. Like, that's always been part of it too, but it's kind of reemerged, you could say, or been more on, like, more of a focus. Like, everyone's a fiend, and he's in between that, but he's also not picking teams. Like, he's not gonna go to one side or another. He's just basically just taking the middle road. But fucking on this pretty little bit, queen, is almost in direct reference to that song that he did with Rhapsody, where she just called him out at the end of the track. Like, who the fuck you calling a bitch? So I that's what I'm thinking, at least. Point me to the cheese, dudes talking cream. Park the car, I'm about to part the seas and move a mountain for money. Nothing keeping me from getting to you, getting to me, Marvin G and Tammy T. But get your eyes clean for something you have never not seen. Point me to the cheese. Point me to where the money's at. Point me to the cream. Point me to the dudes that's talking about cream. Park the car, I'm about to part the seas. Because again, he's in between the two lanes essentially. He's like, alright, split y'all. I'm going right down the middle. he's about to move a mountain for money. Nothing's keeping me from getting to you, getting to me, which is in direct reference to the song "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," really, from Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. So he's gonna basically move a mountain to get to basically wherever he's going, not necessarily to the money or to the drugs, but to wherever he's trying to get to. This then goes into a bridge where it's him, well, not JID, but someone speaking to JID about Tuskegee and their life there. So, okay, well, prior to coming to Skegee from high school, I went to college here, then Tuskegee Institute. While in college, I had a professor that I really impressed with. He got me interested in politics. He was the first black councilman in the city of Tuskegee. That's just it's a nice anecdote to add in there, especially given what's going to come on the next verse, because a lot of people are probably aware of the Tuskegee experiments, but, JID gets into that, as we'll see soon. Take a chance, have faith, my lad. You got all the same tools that the greats have had, maybe less than that, way back when I was putting on my football hat. So it starts off the same way as the first verse, but instead, he's like, maybe you actually have less than the greats have had. I mean, obviously, you mentioned your hands, your ears, your mouth, your eyes, but in reality, maybe you actually have less than what they had when they were coming up. And then he just kind of starts talking about back when he used to play football in high school. And I think he played in college as well. This institution came recruiting a little root for the stats. They sat me in a room with my dad, and it was cool, but when they left, I was glad. And my pops was too. He said that's good ass parenting. The Tuskegee Institute or university, I'm pretty sure they changed it to university at that point, but they were trying to recruit him for football. And they sat in the room with him and his dad. And I think what I'm getting from this is that both JID and his dad were really uncomfortable with the whole situation. Like, yeah, it's a great thing to be recruited, but do you really want to be recruited at an institution where they basically just full-on experimented on black people and just left them to die, basically? They originally had put out the word that, like, if you have syphilis or if you have any sort of problems, come in, we'll run these experiments, and for cooperating, you'll have healthcare, essentially. That did not happen. That's good ass parenting. Yeah, no. I think it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just parenting. It's like, you don't want to support an institute that has a history of hurting your people, essentially. Like, I know I wouldn't. Reminding me about that school that did them experiments on them black people, sharecroppers down in Alabama. Damn, it's not that far from Atlanta. It was the 1930s. They did them black folks dirty because of tan. So yeah, that's exactly talking about what I just mentioned with the Tuskegee experiments. It was black people, sharecroppers, just like less fortunate people, essentially, in Alabama. And Alabama is really not that far from Atlanta, so it could have been his family. Like, it was definitely a possibility, looking back. And yeah, they did them black folks dirty because they were darker. They were like, we can experiment on them because, well, they thought that black people were lesser. So, a man was not a man, dude. Your granny wasn't grand. A scam into the plan to go recruit a group of stupid dudes and shoot them up with syphilis instead of shoot to kill them. That's stupid different. The lengths that y'all trip to catch a dude slipping, and what for? 'Cause we look different? They were not treating people like people, is what I think he's trying to get out of here. A man was not a man. A man, like a black man, was not treated like a man. Your granny was not treated as a grandmother. Like, this is a whole scam to essentially recruit a bunch of people to do these experiments, and instead of cure them of syphilis, because I think half of the people that were recruited had syphilis already, but then the other half were injected with it to do further testing, essentially. And yeah, it seems like he's trying to compare that to how police and just racists, to kind of keep it broad, go after black people because they look different. This then goes into another bridge. Everyone with knowledge of that study would be terrified but the study represents and demonstrated the inhumanity of man to mankind. I often say that. Look, kind of a good synopsis of it, you could say, because it really is. Like, people will just run experiments on other people just because they don't have any remorse for it. Because back then, they were like, oh, black people aren't real people. We don't need to worry about them dying or whatever happens from these tests. This then goes into the third verse. Take a chance, have faith, you in last place. Take a stand, but don't take the stand for your man's sake. Just a dad trying to put some ham on a damn plate. I'll be damned. Don't feed the fam, dude. Continuing on the take a chance, have faith. He's been progressing, regressing, you could say. So it started off super wholesome, like, yo, you have everything. You have every tool available to you to, yo, you might not have all the tools. And now it's like, yo, you dead last. Like, try. Take a stand, but don't take the stand for your man's life. So making a stand, like making yourself known, putting yourself out there, like do that, but don't take the stand. And like, if your man's on trial, essentially, don't take the stand. Like, don't snitch. And I think that's something that, like, with the next line, just a dad trying to put some ham on a damn plate, that sounds like it could be something that his dad was telling him. So he's like, yo, this is what my dad was doing, and all he was trying to do was get some food for us. Elbow rubs and handshakes from hands that tied rope on necks in red states. Another dead black ass man, I need a damn break. They never gave us a chance, I had to take it. I think he's going back to when he was being recruited. Those people weren't, like, they probably weren't involved. I mean, 1930, and I think JID was about to go to college like maybe 10 years ago now. But still, no, like they probably weren't involved. But it's something that's in their history. So him having to shake hands with these people is like, and then, yeah, just another dead black man. Like, it's been happening so frequently, and it happens so frequently, just in general, that, like, yeah, I get it. You need a damn break. Like, it happens too much. I need all the payments for every day we suffered all the hatred. I want my granny to shoot the hands with Nancy Reagan. I want emancipation, standing naked at the auction with my dick out, hanging for reparations. He needs all the payments. He needs reparations for all the pain and suffering that the black community has gone through. He wants emancipation. I mean, emancipation is just, Emancipation Proclamation was like the thing that like allowed slaves to be free. But him saying, I need emancipation, is kind of touching on that, but also just to be free in general. I mean, a lot of people have kind of compared the current state of how black people and just minorities in general, you could say, are being treated to how slaves were being treated. So him saying he wants emancipation is understandable. Like, if you're basically being treated like a slave, you want to be freed from that. Him standing naked at the auction is basically what happened. Like, when you would go, way back when slavery was a thing, they would auction off slaves, but he has his dick out for reparation's sake. It's like, alright, yeah, I'll be here, but my dick's gonna be out. No matter how much I say it, they ain't hearing my voice, because as long as them crackers paying you, ain't much of a choice. And you can shoot 1,000,000 J's, you'll probably never be Jordan. Dudes ran for 1,000,000 yards, you still 40 acres short. No matter how much he says it, no matter how much everyone says it, their voices aren't being heard. You'd be running for 100,000,000 yards, but you're still 40 acres short. I think this is just talking about like the sports reference, like how he was being recruited, and like the 1,000,000 yards is like, when you're playing football, you be running, but no matter how far you run, you're still 40 acres short, which was originally supposed to be given to black people as reparations, but that ain't happening. This then goes into an outro, see the storm, over there, here it comes, and the song's over. This track was really solid, and I've been waiting for a new JID song, because I know we got a few tracks a few weeks ago, but 2 of those were previously released on SoundCloud and YouTube, and one of them it was a very old song, I think from like 2016, with just Denzel Curry on it now. So this being the first new song from JID this year, I'm excited. If this is going to make the forever story, awesome. I don't know. This is the type of music that I've kind of expected JID to make at some point, like where it's more serious in nature almost. Because obviously, like, you have fun songs like 151 and Off the Zoinkies, stuff like that, and like tracks like Strawberries. But whenever he gets into his introspective bag and like when he starts thinking about serious things, like, he kind of goes off. When I first listened to this track, what threw me off was the beat, because it was a little weird. But now it's just one of those beats that's just in my head. I'm like, yo, no, this is dope. Christo did an amazing job with the beat. And the video too is actually really important, I'd say. Like, it's not a really flashy video or anything like that, but it is a very, I don't know, like, I just think it's important to watch, because like I said at the beginning, this was fully recorded when they were in Tuskegee. So you kind of put a place, like a song to that place. So in your mind, you kind of can think of different aspects of Tuskegee without actually having been there, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really also like the video because of the that interlude bit, well, the bridge, you could say, where he was talking to the older gentleman in the video. I don't know, just having stuff like that, it's impactful in a way that isn't super in your face about it, but it's still good to view, I'd say. But anyways, this song was dope. I hope it's on the forever story, because I don't know, I feel like people need more of this music, and luckily JID has an audience that appreciates this, I feel. Assuming that he's gonna get more fans with this next album, this sort of music is gonna be really important, I'd say, for sure. But that's all I got. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this track. Let me know if I missed anything or misinterpreted anything with the lyrics. Also, like and subscribe if you want to see more content and breakdowns like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.